Have you ever started a project that turned out to be a lot more to handle than you thought it would be? I have done that many, many times. A great example is this cabin behind me that I built completely out of pallets and a bunch of other scrap material I found. I basically spent the entire summer building it, and then I completely burnt out and gave up. However, I've dreamed for a really long time that I could build myself a space that was beautiful inside where I could make music and art. And that's what this cabin was supposed to be. I really want to get it done, and I'm going to spend the next few months just trying to knock it out so that I can have a cool space to use during the winter. But there's a lot of things that I fucked up on and didn't end up finishing, so I'm going to walk you guys through it all today and show you everything we need to do to get this thing done. Really, I just want to make more politically charged bangers and sad fuckboy rap. The world really needs more of that stuff. All right, let's go check it out. All right, so first and foremost, we've got the corners here. You can see that they're still open, and you can reach your hand behind the shingles here. The other day, Tara chased a rat, it ran up, and it actually got stuck behind the wall, which is not ideal, because I really don't want them to get in and get at the insulation. Plus, this isn't really gonna keep me warm in the wintertime. The problem is, I didn't really have a good idea for how I was gonna close these up, so I've just spent the entire winter staring at it, wondering what I was gonna do. I did finally come up with a method, but it is a bit of a pain in the ass. So I guess I can show you. This is essentially what the corners are going to look like when they're done. The only problem is I have to rip an entire line of shingles off, put these boards on, and then cut the shingles to size, butting them up against it. Biggest lesson here is put the corner boards on before you start your shingles. Then you won't have to worry about that. I hope that saves you guys some sanity. The other exterior detail is the last line of shingles on this side. Honestly, I had just ripped apart so many pallets and I was ready to be done, and I just didn't do them. This is probably about 2 pallets worth of shingles, so I need to grab some, rip them down, and do the whole thing. Then I need to come up with a good solution for closing up the underside of the roof so that squirrels and stuff don't get in there. If anybody knows what that's called, leave it in the comments. On the bright side, that's pretty much it for the exterior, other than a couple of door things I need to do, like putting some hardware in so the door actually closes. But the interior, as you will see, has some things we gotta figure out. What the hell? Who put all this cardboard in here? Me. I did it, actually. It was me. Why did I cover the floor with cardboard? Great question. Turns out when you build a floor with pallets, not all of them are the same thickness, and the floor in here is kind of like the waves of the ocean. So my solution to that is, in classic Dirtbag fashion, to cover everything with cardboard and hope that it absorbs some of those lumps and creates a somewhat level floor. Plus, it makes the whole place smell like the restaurant I used to work at. Yay! I was able to score about 400 square feet of this Brazilian cherry hardwood for free. So, assuming I can get it sort of level, it's gonna look really good in here. Plus, I'm gonna have a bunch of it left over, so if you guys have any ideas for what I should do with it, let me know. Moving on. So this is what we got. It is completely unfinished in here, bare studs. At one point I had a plan to put a skylight there, but I chickened out and didn't end up pulling it off. Maybe we'll do that, but that's, I don't know, intimidating. You can see that instead of framing with normal 2x4s, I opted to sister together a bunch of pallet boards and use those instead. It was a great idea, until now, realizing I need to finish the interior, and I left myself with a bunch of these nice cutouts to deal with. Genius! Also, this guy right here has a bow in it like a turtle shell, so I'm gonna need to figure that out. I don't really know what to do about it, but I think I'm just gonna shave it back till it's in line with the rest of them and then slap something on it and hope nobody notices. And also hope that the building doesn't come crashing down on me. If anybody has any better ideas, let me know, but only if it's not tear it out and start over. Thanks. If the walls weren't bad enough, we've also got the roof to deal with. I really don't want a flat roof because, I don't know, I like the cathedral churchy vibes of a curved one. So I think I'm gonna add some of those longer supports along the top. That's where I'm gonna secure boards, and I can keep some of the elevated roof while also not losing my mind trying to figure out how to do it. Aside from all of those absolutely minor details, I do have some ambitious ideas. I'd like to see if I can get one or both of these windows to open up like a garage door, because I'm planning to build a deck out here, and I think it'd be pretty sweet to have that built in. However, I don't know how I'm going to do that, and if there are any engineers in the audience, I would love your feedback. I'm thinking hydraulics, maybe some kind of metal thingy. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Okay, beyond all of that, all we really have to do is insulate, seal up the windows and doors, and then figure out what material we're going to use to cover the walls and the ceiling. It's not that bad. This is all really just practice for the day when I hopefully get to buy my own land and can build a bunch of funky stuff on there for as cheap as I can. Yeah, I've never had much money, so it's kind of new to me to have money coming in. I'd really love to insulate the cabin with this wool insulation. I pulled this stuff out of this trailer for free that I'm fixing up on Patreon, but it is a little expensive, so let me know if you guys would hold it against me if I actually bought something for this project. Okay, let's get vulnerable for a second. I just want to say a huge thank you 1,000 times over to everyone who continues to watch my content and bear with me while I'm figuring this YouTube thing out. I really don't know what I'm doing. It's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. But because of you guys, I've been able to transition to making content full time, which has been my dream forever. I've always just wanted to make art and create things and put it out there for people, hopefully to like empower them to create the life they want regardless of the means that they have available. The world is absolutely insane right now. The political landscape is wild. Every day, it's like there's a video coming on my feed that makes me want to crawl in a hole and forget that any of this exists. And to be honest, it's been kind of hard for me to get back on the horse and keep making these videos. But I know it's the right thing to do for me, so I'm gonna push through and keep going. And hopefully in a couple months, we'll have this thing done and have a really cool place where we can make some more music. I'm gonna be filming every step of the process like I did with the pallet sauna, and I think I'm gonna transition back to the ASMR style videos that really just focus on the work. It allows me to take my time more and just enjoy the process, and also not feel like I have to be this funny internet persona for you guys all the time. So thank you again for watching my videos, and if you guys have any ideas for cool stuff that we should do in here, put them in the comments. I would love to hear them. And otherwise, I guess me and Tara will see you guys later. Dirtbag America, out.